All right, today we have a 6T70 6-speed transmission out of a 2012 Chevy Transverse. And I guess this guy doesn't drive it because it's a 2012 car. It's got 140,000 miles on it and second transmission. Not sure when the first one was done, not sure who did it. But we're going to open this up. The problem with this, I don't think there were any codes present, but it was acting like a clogged screen. It wasn't moving very well when it got hot. The oil smells real bad. So we're going to open this up and see what we find. We're probably going to start by taking the side cover down. Behind the side cover is your valve body and your computer, or they call the TECM. That is transmission, electronic hydraulic control module. And if this would have to be changed, usually you get it new from the dealer. I believe Dorman, I buy parts from Transtar, and I believe Dorman makes the TECMs. I don't know how good they are. I've never used one. I only go to the dealer and I program it myself. Then we're going to take the back cover off here, which first thing we'll pull out is the 45635 reverse clutch drum. Make sure that's all good. That's common for that 3.5 wave steel to break. Also common for the speed sensors. They're going to be changed. Speed sensors go bad a lot on these. And that's really about it. Really not much on the outside that we can look at. So I'm going to get a little closer. We'll start tearing this down. I'm going to take the cover off first, as I said. Then the back cover, then the bell housing. We'll look at the pump actually on this is a chain driven. I'll show you that when we get to it. That's in the bell here. And we'll go from there. All right, so let me get a little closer. We'll start tearing this down. All right, so we'll start again with the cover here, and this will come out. That's your fill and your check. I got this thing propped up in the back. Fluid's starting to come out. Looks pretty black. Of course, here is your connector. You know, that goes in from the engine. All right, we got one more. All right, there is your side cover. Your dipstick. Alright, let's put this here. Okay, so we're going to disconnect all this stuff here first. Let's see. Okay, we got one coming up here. Pretty much it's going to be your input and output speed sensors and your internal mode switch. Okay, so let's do that. There's one. This looks like the input speed sensor. Okay, and now here, we've got to just move this lock. I think there actually may be a bolt in the way here, but I think it will come out. So this here is a slide here, you just move it over so you can push down on the tab. I'll just slide out just like that. Okay. Now we're going to take the TECM off first. And then we're going to pull the valve body off. Okay, so you also have like a rubber seal here. All right, just want to show you that. All right, so these bolts, some of these are going to be 10, some of these are going to be 7. So let's take these small ones out first. Oh, you know what, I am wrong. They actually are 8. No. And here's the spring tension. Just move that out of the way. Okay. All right, now we're going to get the rest of them out. They are 10. Oh, I thought they were 7. Should be it. All right, here is your second. Here it looks like, I'm gonna have to clean this up a little better. It looks like those pressure switches, the laminate is gone. Yeah, you know what, it doesn't even look like it's there. I can't believe this thing didn't have any codes. So these pressure switches, I'm gonna have to, I mean, that's what it sure looks like. This one looks like it's there, but these look like they're not. But I'm gonna take a closer look at that. I'm gonna clean it up and take a closer look at it. I'm actually gonna put this on this bench, keep it out of the way. And that's a pretty common problem with these. I actually have a video on rebuilding these pressure switches. So I did one not too long ago out of a Saturn. Came in with a bunch of codes, and the switches were the problem. Okay, so now we're going to take this off here. All right, so I'm going to take the valve body off. Second here. Okay, so this should be able to come off now. I believe all the bolts are out. Yep. Okay. Here is your valve body. Move this aside. Okay, so we have your output speed sensor, internal mode switch, and your input speed sensor, which comes through here. So first thing we'll do is get that output speed sensor out. I think that looks like a 10. here is output speed sensor. That will be changed. Valve body case seal. Okay. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take the back cover off here. Alright, let me just figure out how I'm gonna flip this thing, I guess, up on its bell housing, and let me just get set up for that. Give me 1 second. Okay. I don't know if it's gonna have to reposition the camera or what. See how easy this is going to come off. I got to feed the input speed sensor through. Okay. All right, here is the cover. Again, input speed sensor, and you actually have two pistons in here on the outside. You have your low reverse. On the inside you have your 2/6 clutch pistons. And this stator here, this comes apart. You got 1, 2, 3, you got 4 rings I'm going to change, and this can easily be unbolted here. And it looks like let's pull the drum out. Bearing here, put it back there. Okay. All right, looks like the 4, 5, 6 clutch is smoked here. 3, 5 reverse is probably there, but it looks like everything's intact. I mean, this may have been updated from the last time. So 3, 5 reverse, 4, 5, 6. We're going to take all that. Okay, here is the hub. The drives the 2/6 on the outside, 3, 5 reverse on the inside. When the wave still breaks, it normally takes this out. But all these hard parts don't look too bad. All right, I can get a little closer in here. Okay. All right, so I'm going to take the 2/6 wave steel, and you kind of want to note the position of how these steels go, because sometimes it's a little tricky. You know, they got the little single tab here, and this is the bottom, so it goes about, about like the 530 position. Let me back out a little bit to make sure everybody can see. All right, so anyway, we got a gasket stuck on the dowel here. Clean that dowel up. Okay. It's going to be changed anyway. Okay, so we have the 2/6 wave steel first, and then the 2/6 clutches. We got some planets here. One with a bearing, another bearing. So it's going to look like this, one here and one here. All right, but then we got a sun here. Okay, we got, I believe, output planet they call it. But before we go any further down on the gear train, let's get the low reverse clutch out. There's still more in there, but again, you got to wave. And on this cover, again, you have the 2.6 and the low reverse clutch pistons. And I wanted to show you the thick plate on this low reverse. Okay, so this actually, one thing I did want to make a note of, you know, maybe even to identify it, it's stepped. The plate is stepped right here, so this is the low reverse. Kind of, you know, there's a snap ring that sits right here, and then that kind of sits in the snap ring groove, so it'll sit flat. Alright, now we're going to take that snap ring out and pull the low scrag out. Alright, I just want to mark where this snap ring ends, because there's a little hook there. This little hook here, I'm just going to put this back where it came out of. So this should come out now. Okay. That kind of sounds like a mechanical diode. Alright, so this snap ring is going to go here. All right, coming out next should be the, well, let's take the shell out. Okay. Another bearing here, well actually, let's take this bearing. And this is the output transfer hub, they call it, bearing here. Coming out next is the 1, 2, 3, 4 clutch. Okay, these things aren't that good. Gonna change that steel. Alright, now what we're going to do is, I want to lose this bearing. Okay, we got another bearing here, and that bearing is going to go, it sits on the transfer gear, but I just don't want to lose it, so let's put it here, and then I'll show you again. Okay, so this is pretty about it. We just have the 1, 2, 3, 4 clutch piston in there, which we can take out later. So now we're going to flip this thing up, and we're going to take the bell housing off. I guess we can leave it like this for now. So this one is going to be a 13. That's all the bolts there. But now, we can lay this thing down. And break this loose. Dowel back to get it stuck. Okay. Ooh, that's heavy. Alright. We'll get to this in a second. Let's just get rid of this case. This one has a case gasket where maybe you have your 60, 70, that does not. Alright, here is a loop pipe. I'm going to take the transfer gear out. Okay, differential. Transfer gear, your park gear. I'm going to take this oil, pretty dirty in here. I'm going to take this oil baffle out, and here is the seal. Case seal there. Here's your park gears. I'm just going to pretty much leave this. I'm going to try to get the internal mode switch out. Without even disturbing anything up here. If I could just leave it, I'll leave it. Alright, this internal mode switch, it has a nail all the way in the back. I think what I did the last time, how I got that out, because it's very hard to get in there, I either used my seal puller, I think I used my seal puller, and then I put a vice grip on it, small vice grip, and I put my seal puller on a vice grip and pulled the nail out. Because these, I like to change these, because they do go bad. Okay. Let's take this out because this is plastic and I don't want to break it. Okay, that's all that is there. And there is an O-ring on it. Okay, so let me get rid of this case for now. Get rid of the oil, and we just got this section left we'll take apart, and then we'll see if we can get that 3.5 reverse clutch drum apart and get this internal mode switch out. I have a feeling I'm going to have to probably move this linkage, because I don't think I'll be able to get it out, but we'll give it a shot. Okay, so just give me a few minutes, I'll be back. Okay, so to continue, I'm going to take this oil baffle out. Got a pretty loaded up magnet over there. Okay. Put this back in here. Okay, the next thing we're going to take out, we'll take the transfer gear out. This is where that bearing went. That goes right there. I'm going to take the transfer gear out, and then we're going to take the pump out. You'll see the chain filter will come out. Okay, so let's take that out. Also, you'll have a seal right here. This little thing. Put that back. Let's take these bolts out. Whoops. Okay. There's that. We've got a couple of feed tubes here. And you have a washer. Let's see if I can get that out. Washer here that goes in between this transfer gear and the pump drive. Here is the chain. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave this whole mechanism, the whole pump's going to stay together, but we're just going to take the bolts out and lift it out. We've got 3 bolts holding that in. Filter. Here is the pump. Here is your chain that drives the pump. Okay, so this will come out. And you have black plastic washers on either side. So you won't want to forget those or lose those. Okay, put that aside. Okay, so that's the belt housing. Now let's see if we can get this 3.5 reverse. This here. Okay, let me just get rid of this belt. Be back in a minute. Okay, so we're going to get this 456. Actually, snap ring was in there pretty good, so I had to pop the snap ring out because the clutches are fried on steels. 456 clutches and steels. Pressure plate's okay, I'll just clean that up, but steel's no good. Okay, here is the hub. You have the bearing here. Bearing here, the lip faces down into the hub. All right, now let's see if I can get this snap ring out without, you gotta really push down on this, release it, and take the snap ring out here. This would drop down, but let's see if I can get it, because I do have a little room here. 3-5 reverse. I'm definitely going to probably go for a banner kit on this. This is the wave steel. Okay, just for peace of mind, or my peace of mind, I am going to get another one of these. Okay, so you have this shaft actually is not going to come out. On the other ones, some of them come out. Okay, on I think it's the 6040s, this will come out. Got to take a snap ring out. But you got the 456 in here, and you got the 3-5 reverse here. And that's that drum. All right, now let's see if we can get this pin out of the case. Let me just bring the case back here. Okay, so we got a nail holding this internal mode switch in, and I'll just want to get the nail out, then I can always take this stuff apart, just in case I can't get it out without, if I have to take that part assembly out. But the nail, here's my seal puller. You can usually get a pretty good grip here. Alright, that looks like it moved. Oh, there we go. It's out. Okay, there's that. Just moved it out of the way. So this should come out. Something to knock it through. There's your internal mode switch. This, of course, the arm is going to come off like that. Arm will come off, and we'll just change this out. Now what I want to do is just go back to this Teardown. Alright, so there's really not much more on this. Both cases are stripped, other than axle seals and stuff. And here's your 1, 2, 3, 4 clutch piston, which pop this snap ring out, it comes right out. Let's do that. Gonna get rid of this case gasket. Okay, so this comes out fairly simple. It'll go back in fairly simple. And I'm just trying on the snap ring. Okay, it comes right out. Very simple. These are all pretty much molded pistons. Here's your valve return spring and the piston itself. Gotta get applied for that. 1, 2, 3, 4 clutch piston. All right. Now what I want to do is just kind of clean this up so I can see a little bit. I want to confirm that those laminate discs are not there. And I want to actually check the paperwork once again I think they scanned the engine because it had a PO 700, but let me just go double check the paperwork again. I will be back in 2 minutes. Be right back. All right, I just checked the paperwork again, and it looks like there was one code for a pressure switch, but I want to just find my little screwdriver here. I want to take one of these out. I'm going to be rebuilding these anyway. The laminate disc is broken, actually. Yeah, now it's cracked, broken right through. Little flimsy, but okay. All right, so they actually, well, that one looks like it's broken. They actually are there, but I'm going to rebuild these anyway, as I normally do. All right, so this is the Techum here. I'm going to lose that piece. This is actually your computer, your solenoids. Solenoids here, pressure switches, and this will come out. I replace this as well. All right, so I guess that's about it on this 6070 2012 Chevy Transverse. This actually is an all-wheel drive, but we left the all-wheel drive section in the car. I had enough room to do that. Found pretty much the 4, 5, 6, I'm sorry, the 4, 5, 6 clutches were pretty smoked. The screen was definitely clogged on this. Again, with this cover, which houses the speed sensor, here, you're just going to take it out, snake it through, going to change both speed sensors. Is there a problem? And just do a regular banner kit and do the overhaul. So I guess that's about it for this unit. I thank you guys for watching, and you guys have a great day. We'll see you next one.